Hello and welcome to the new video. In today's video we're going to take a look at a very interesting legend run with XL Shadow Drifloon and Drifblim, which is going to be very exciting. We're going to have here P. Patrick with some spice, and they hit a legend with this very unique team. We're going to have Dunsparce in the lead. We're going to have two Pokemon that are going to be great against Fighting type, which is the only real weakness of the Dunsparce. We will see here today as well on how good the Drifblim and the Drifloon are going to be together. What's also going to be very exciting is that in, at least for me, recording this in 3 hours of time, we are going to have the Pokemon Day and the stream towards it as well. So going to be very interesting what kind of news we're going to get there. I would assume that there's going to be news for Pokemon Go as well. There's been found basically a research for the Pokemon Day, but it's also set to only Brazil, so I don't know what's going to be happening there as well. But yeah, going to be interesting. There's definitely going to be a part of Pokemon Go in there as well today, so Pokemon Day is always going to be a big event, and you know what is also a big event here, where we have of course the Shadow XL Drifloon in action. Of course, yeah, it's going to be interesting when this Pokemon going to hit the field. Having the exact same moveset I think as the Drifblim is going to make it, yeah, basically a carbon copy of it, but as you will see here, Astonish damage is hitting so hard, and we will see the first victory here with a Drifloon taking that KO. Annihilate in the lead. That's going to be pretty bad for you, but you're going to have two great answers in camps. The first answer towards your backline, which is going to be a Steelix, but there's a lot of times only one answer to the Ghost and Flying typing. And that's the thing as well here. That's why like those ABB style lines are still really cool sometimes. If you get out the answer, if you're going to be able to here go of course into the Dunsparce, try to realign, try to get a little bit of energy advantage maybe, you might be able to sweep endgame with a Drifloon. They actually went on a 10-game win streak here to go 10-0 to hit Legend with this team, which is ridiculous. We have some more battles in there as well. They sent in 3 battles. The last 3 sets, of course. The last set was a 3-2 for them. So this is giving them consistently great results, which is really cool. We have the Diggers becoming in, which does doubles resisted fast move damage. We do super effective charge move damage, but also we do double resisted fast move damage as well. We see here a shield coming up, Fire Punch coming through, and you kind of have to rely here really on the Drifloon, and as we'll see here, the next Ice Wind is going to allow you to drop the opponent's attack even further, to the point where they're very likely going to be forced to swap out eventually, and I think they're going to try to win this matchup here with their Annihilate. Instead, Fire Punch coming through doesn't really do any damage at all. We see here Astonish, even though it's double resisted, still chunking away a little bit of the opponent's health. Fire Punch is coming in, we see another Icy Wind coming through here. And it's looking very interesting because I don't know who is actually going to be able to win this one. Is it going to be the Drifloon? Is it going to be... Oh, we see the full final. That is huge because now the opponent decides to forfeit. Next opponent, we're going to see here Dunsparce against Drapion. This is going to be a very good matchup for you. You kind of want to have this matchup here in the lead, because your backline really struggles against Drapion unless you have a little bit of energy advantage, because then Icy Wind is going to chunk quite a bit as well from the opponent. We have 2 shields in the back and a Shadow here as well against us. And so you're very likely going to have to play out the 2-shield scenario here. I would assume that the opponent are always going to use a shield there. They're very likely always going to outspeed you here. And so I guess the 2 shields is a way you want to go. You could also decide to go for just the 1 shield and then try to use the shield again on like a Drifblim or something like this, and then go for the Icy Wind. But I guess the best play here for you is actually just use a shield here again, try to go for another drill run. They're very likely going to swap out here, so you have to be very careful about this, which they are not, because there's a Feraligatr coming in. What you can do now is you can swap into the Drifblim. I actually would have not done this. What I would have done is I would have went for 3 more fast moves, because then you would still have a drill run stored. Here like this, the Hydro Cannon is going to be enough to lock you out, but I guess you can go back into your Dunsparce and try to get some more energy. Or into the Drifloon and take another Hydro Cannon. That is going to be a bit of a trickier one here as well. Again, Hydro Cannon coming through, doing a ton of damage. I don't know if you're going to be able to win this battle. Again, there are going to be a few losses in there as well, because they went 3-2 in the 3rd set, and I just put in all of the battles and just cut off a few on the back there. I don't know which ones I cut off there. I could have even left maybe 1 or 2 more in, and to cut out all of the beginning and ends then, and so like the video got a little bit shorter than you usually want to, and here this was a loss. So we're going to move on to the next one. Ariados. Ariados is going to be a great lead, or like great Pokemon for the entire team actually. You have just super effective coverage on every single... Okay, you don't have super effective coverage on your backline, but you're going to be able to resist every hit on your backline, which makes it just such a great Pokemon for you to deal with, to the point where you maybe actually want to try to consider swapping out of here, because I guess you can Like this is the thing as well here, like you kind of want to keep your lead alive, of course, as this is the only answer to certain Pokemon for you, for example, the Feraligatr. But here it's still going to be okay because it can go for the Icy Wind. If that the move go through, you can farm them down afterwards, which you might want to do. I would just use a shield here and farm them down, which you do as well. So that's going to be a great matchup for you. Hydro Cannon is going to connect here onto the shield. Oh, I actually didn't think that they would have got to another charge move here. This is my fault. I did not think they had enough energy there either. And yeah, we can see here at least the Icy Wind coming through. And you have to kind of hope that your Dunsparce is going to be fine here. You might want to swap out straight away, or you swap out into the Drifloon. That is a risky play because they're going to outspeed you, so I'm not too sure what you're gonna gain from that. You're gonna go for they're gonna go for a fly. They can go for the full farm down here, allowing them to get to another move afterwards. So they use a shield here for sure. Icy Wind is coming through. At least you get a lot of fast move damage still in. And I guess you could go into your Drifloon now, or like Drifblim now. And I think this might be the way of playing this one out. Yeah, they swap out into the Ariados. You can go for the full farm down. And you can go for enough damage, and that's going to be it for this battle. Next up, we're going to have here Superior and Elite. That's going to be a bit awkward because your backline is still Pokemon that you really want to have against one. We're going to get out the Dewgong here, which is okay because you're going to be able to outspeed them to the Shadow Ball here, which is great. This is going to allow you to get the shield, and we will see here, yeah, the no shield coming through. You have to use your lead in order to beat a Dewgong. That's exactly kind of how this team is supposed to be played, by the way. You kind of want to get out those certain Pokemon and then try to sweep endgame within the Drifblim or the Drifloon. So, as we will see here, Rollout is going to do some nice super effective damage against you. We have here the Ice Wind coming through, going to get the attack drop. And we will have our Rock Slide now connecting with a little bit of lag against that Dewgong, taking it out. And now it's down to the Drifloon to win the battle. You have already one good matchup, and you're going to have another really good matchup for you. So Drifloon is going to be a core breaker for the opponent's team, which is kind of hilarious, as the Shadow Ball is going to now be able to connect, do a ton of damage. Yeah, can use a shield if you want to. It's going to be a neutral hit. At the end of the day, they're either going to go for Frenzy Plant, which does a little bit more than Ariados, or the Brine here. So yeah, both of them are kind of stuff that you can shield up. We will see here the Icy Wind coming through. Doesn't knock them out, but you can still go for the full farm down. And with this, you're definitely going to use a shield here against the opponent. But after another Icy Wind, you should be able to survive any hit from them, which makes it a very solid matchup for you. Icy Wind is coming through here, is going to connect, is going to be able to get that shield. And as we will see here, the opponent shouldn't be able to knock you out here. Oh, you're going to be able to outspeed them anyway, and this is going to be a good game. This Icy Wind guaranteed is going to get the KO here. As we'll see as well, this is going to be the set already. That's a little bit later, I think, after they hit Legend, where they're going to... Oh, wait, never mind. They hit, I think, a Legend with this one here. Yeah, they have enough battles here to hit Legend. They definitely got like a 5-0 there with only 20 points remaining, which means they definitely were able to hit Legend with this set. Next opponent here, we're going to have a Corviknight. Corviknight is going to be an interesting one. This Pokemon gonna have Sky Attack, would have also super effective coverage if they would run it. You can go for the Shadow Ball here, which guarantees the KO. Icy Wind wouldn't do enough damage, but would at least get the debuff here, but the KO is better for you. In comes Dragonite, and that's actually really good for you, because now you still have a Rollout, which is gonna be great, but you're also going to have your Icy Wind, which is gonna do some nice pressure onto them, and they're still forced to go for a charge move against you, while they're gonna be insanely low now as well, which is going to be great for you here. We will see the Dragonfly connecting here. You can go into your own Drifloon, and this allows you to get some energy advantage, which then again going to get you to like Icy Wind or Shadow Ball. It doesn't really matter. You're going to have a Pokemon on the back that you can definitely deal with, which is going to be Skarmory. You're always going to go for the big hard-hitting move, and this is going to allow you to get the KO and win you the battle. Oranguru, that is going to be a matchup where I guess you should have stayed in for a little bit. I think staying in against Oranguru is the way to go, because here they have now Brutal Spin, so I think there was a mistake by you, just not really realizing that it's a normal type. And with that, Drifblim doesn't have play, and Drifloon doesn't really have play, and your lead is the best answer to it. But it actually didn't really matter too much, because you are going to be able to get to two charge moves here, get them really, really low, and they're now at -2, which is going to be great for you. So yeah, it actually kind of worked out in your favor. Even though it was a pretty bad matchup for you, generally speaking, it did kind of work out more in your favor. As now you can go to your Dunsparce and go for the full farm down here. Guaranteed getting the KO. They don't even go for a charge move, even though they had enough. And just had to get a hard walled, and so you decide to forfeit this one. Double normal was kind of tough, but we will see here the Feraligatr. That's going to be a matchup that the Dunsparce can actually win. Kind of guaranteed, I think, in the 2-shield scenario. as one dry run plus the roll out is going to be enough to really do a lot of damage. What you can do here as well is you can now swap out into one of your other boys, which you do as well, to go for the full farm down with the fast moves, which is exactly what you can do here, as you can use a shield. The shield was kind of needed anyway because you needed to use it onto the Dunsparce otherwise. And then swap onto the Cresselia, which is a very weird play. Icy Wind is coming through here, is getting not the shield, but getting them very, very low. You can easily take a hit now thanks to the Icy Wind. I guess the future side still going to connect and like would do a lot of damage, but here we see that just the Moonblast coming in, which is totally fine for you. In comes another Icy Wind. This is going to get the shield, and as we will see, you can let the next move go through. It is going to be the Grass Knot again, and you can go for the farm down now with your Drifloon. Drifloon is going to get a little bit of an energy advantage, and they decide to forfeit because if they go into Cross Area there as well, they're definitely going to be weak against you in the back. Talonflame, perfect lead for you. That is actually ideal. That's going to allow you to get some super effective damage against them. And Ferrothorn coming in, which unless it runs Thunder, is going to be walled by the Drifblim. You're going to use a shield here just in case they run Thunder, which is very wisely. But they decided to go for the power up, and I don't think they actually had enough energy for Thunder either. So, yeah, we will see here Ice Wind getting the shield, which is great, because now you can even survive any kind of hit from the opponent, no matter what they're going to go for, which you realize as well. And so Thunder is going to connect now, but thanks to the debuff, you're going to be able to survive. And another Icy Wind is going to connect and would knock them out if they let the move go through, or like one more fast move can knock them out, and that is going to be perfect, because now you can realign. You have the Talonflame against your rollout user, and you're going to have the Azumarill against your Drifloon, which is kind of funny as well. And so you're kind of going to be forced to use a shield here. Drifloon is going to be great in order to get some damage, and you might even go for the bait here, which I do agree with. The opponent very likely going to decide to use a shield here, because they know on how important Azumarill is, and you might be even able to see CMP tie here with the Icy Wind, which you should have done, but you didn't do. Icy Wind CMP tie would have been really cool here for you, but at the end of the day, you can actually still survive this Ice Beam. I'm totally sorry. You of course know more about your Drifblim or like Drifloon than I do, and that worked out way more in your favor. You go for the Rock Slide against the opponent's Talonflame. That is absolutely amazing. Goodbye there. What a win. Next opponent. Final battle here for today. Again, maybe could have shown even one more battle there, but you saw the 2 losses that they had. The rest were all just wins. So you know already how this battle is going to go here at the end. But thanks so much for sending in the battles. Like, I always kind of like to see like those unique teams that hit a legend, or like some stuff that actually works out for you, or some really crazy spice. But yeah, I'm excited for the new season. I'm excited for what is going to be happening in 3 hours from now, from I'm recording. You're most likely going to see it in like, what, like in 2 hours or whatever. You're going to have the Pokemon Present, 3 PM my time. Going to be very exciting. I can't wait for this. Yeah, we're gonna see the Drapion. Again, be careful that they're gonna swap out here very likely. They decide to stay in here, which is gonna be great, because now Dragonite is going to connect, is going to be able to get the KO, and you're gonna get rid of one of the hardest answers to your Pokemon. We see here the Talonflame, you have to try to go for the Icy Wind. You don't get there in time. And that's going to be a bit scary, because I don't know if you can still... Brave Bird is going to be great, because they're going to swap out straight away. Basically, you can go to your Drifloon, and you have to see what they're going to have in the back. They actually stay in here, and they swap out now into the Marowak. You can go for the Icy Wind, which is super effective. The opponent went for one fast move, so they need one more to go for another charge move there as well. Yeah, they need one more to get to another charge move. You should be able to survive the Rock Slide. After Rock Slide got nerfed so much, you can. But can you also win the battle? You have to kind of go for the Icy Wind. Yes, you still get there in time, and that is absolutely perfect. Drifloon is such a god in this battle here right now. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Thanks so much for sending in those battles. Hopefully you enjoyed the video as well. And yeah, here they're actually going to get the Pikachu Libra as well. This was the 3-2 set after the 2 5-0s. That's going to be it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoy. I will see you then. Bye-bye.